I'll discuss about the Data Privacy Act of the Philippines. So as you know, guys, so there are a lot of breaches or hacking that is happening. So recently, for example, we have the cash halo users allegedly sold on the dark web. So 3.3 million yung users affected. So and also most of us here receive the same experience, have the same experience wherein meron tayong phishing expedition, 'di ba? Yung mga nagpe-pretend that they are coming from the banks in order for them to collect information about you. And also sa government din, we have yung mga COMELEC, so tinatawag nila na COMELEAKS, wherein lahat ng mga voters registration, which is really sensitive and important, are hacked and then hindi natin alam, eventually baka na benta na siya. So, and also recently meron din yung sa DFA, yung passport, wherein allegedly daw may passport data breach, kaya di ba, minare-require tayo ng mga new birth certificate. So, yung mga personal sensitive information, no, madali siyang ma-hack, madali siyang ibenta. As you know, data is the new oil. Your personal information is now the world's most valuable commodity. So meron tayong mga Amazon, di ba, minsan Uber, Grab, so Microsoft sa Google, Facebook, Tesla. So kapag sila yung kung meron nga tayong quote na if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Sa Facebook, Instagram, you're not paying for it, but every time that you actually input your information, yung pictures nyo sa Instagram or anything related about you, okay, then you are actually the product. So, mas nakakatakot yan. Diba? Minsan nga, ang pinapano dito, pinaka-the best is that you Google yourself, your name, no, search nyo lang. For example, Danilo Rico II, tignan nyo yung mga websites na mag-a-appear na nandun yung name nyo or any kinds of information. Then yung malalaman na dapat na kayo matakot. Kasi, madaling ma-hack yung name nyo and eventually baka naka-upload din yung mga ID pictures nyo or government issued IDs. So that's why nagkaroon tayo ng Republic Act number 10173 which was approved last 2012. No, medyo mahaba yung title niya, but short title niya, it's Data Privacy Act of 2012. So who's the responsible agency? It's the National Privacy Commission attached to the Department of Information Communications Technology, okay, the DICT. And the DICT, as we know, is attached to the Office of the President or the Executive Agency. So sila yung in charge for the compliance, in charge if do you have any violations? So sila yung nag-i-investigate. And eventually, kapag if you violated any provisions or the law on data privacy, they will actually endorse, okay, the prosecution, no, to the DOJ. Ang recent dito is that si Commissioner Andres, no, ng dating commissioner ng COMELEC, allegedly, no, they forwarded na they wanted him to be prosecuted doon sa nangyaring breach. So sa Data Privacy Act, so alam naman natin, we are collecting a lot of information from about yourself, about any people regardless of age, minority, ethnicity, no, citizenship. So every time na you actually fill up any information about yourself, such as in COVID trace, diba? Bank information mo, bank account mo, or any, even yung pag nag-apply ka ng job, or kapag sa mobile application, kapag naglalaro ka ng mobile, any kinds of online games on your mobile, diba? And any kinds of, such as yung mga Tinder, or any kinds of dating app, diba? You're actually inputting your information. And these companies are actually processing your information. So they're storing it, they are retaining it, hindi mo rin alam if they're actually destroying it. Kasi kapag, for example, hindi ka na empleyado ng isang company, dapat, since hindi ka na connected doon, dapat dinedestroy na nila yung information mo. So kapag sa bank naman, pag close na yung bank account mo, dapat dinedestroy na yung information mo about it. So kapag nagko-collect sila ng information, no, nakakainis din minsan kapag, di ba, pag pumapasok ka sa mga stores, minsan pag-fill up ka lang na about COVID tracing, makikita mo nakalagay lang siya sa logbook, no? Minsan nakaka-receive ka ng mga marketing surveys, nakaka-receive ka ng mga text messages kasi binenta na yung cellphone number mo, binenta na yung email address mo sa ibang tao. So that's why medyo matakot ka na. So That's why minsan nag-fill up ka ng mga birth dates mo, di ba? So pwede siyang magamit against yourself. So all personal information collected must be specified, legitimate, and reasonable. So it must be specific, transparent, alam mo para saan. Legitimate must be contrary to laws, and reasonable, no? Bakit mo siya kinokolekta? Kasi ang purpose mo is para mag-open ka ng bank, para mag-apply ka. So that's yun yung sinasabi ng Data Privacy Act. So kapag nag-collect ka, dapat nagbigay ka ng consent. Uh, hindi siya pwede basta-basta kuhanin sa'yo without your consent. So it must be voluntary. Sabi nga, when it gives consent, must be freely given, reversible. Ibig sabihin po ng reversible, anytime you can actually withdraw your consent, you must be informed, enthusiastic, and be specific. So para lang doon, nagbigay ako ng information kasi para sa vaccine lang or para sa COVID tracing. At hindi para sa marketing survey. So dapat naka-specify doon. Under also the Data Privacy Act, na-specify niya yung mga acts natin, mga different rights natin. So, right to be informed, alam mo para saan na kinokollect yung information mo. Right to access, ibig sabihin kapag gumawa ka ng username, password mo, pwede mo ma-access yung information. And also the right to object. Ibig sabihin, you can withdraw it, yung collection. For example, binigyan mo lang ng information mo is yung isang store, pero isang store na to ay binenta niya sa iba, let's say sa real estate. So, dapat mag-object ka doon sa real estate na hindi naman kita binigyan ng consent. The right to erasure or blocking, the right to be forgotten. Kapag nag-Google ka nga, you can ask those websites to delete your name or any information about yourself. The right to damages, kapag ka na-violate ang iyong mga karapatan, pwede kang bayaran ng danyos perwisyo. So, in terms of payment of money, etc. So, the right to file a complaint with the National Privacy Commission, for example, kapag yung mga nalabas yung mga information mo without your consent, ninakaw, nagkaroon ng hacking. The right to rectify. So, 33 years old ka doon, dapat ay 25 years old ka lang. So, pwede mong i-edit yung information. The right to data portability, ibig sabihin, pwede ka makakuha ng kumuha sila ng information sa'yo. Pwede ka rin naman makakuha ng kopya na. For example, yung ginagawa ng Valenzuela at ng Pasig City. So, pag nag-input ka ng information, sinishare niya yun sa Pasig City. So, pwede ka makakuha ng information noon para magamit mo rin pagka nag-COVID tracing ka sa Pasig City. So, again, sa mga consent po natin, dapat at least recorded siya and at least dapat meron kang signature on that. So, karapatan mo mag-file ng complaint sa National Privacy Commission. Meron po silang form on that. So, let's say, teka, na-hack yung credit card ko or teka naman, no, binenta nila yung aking mga information, yung birthday ko, nag-file up lang ako ng COVID tracing, for the COVID tracing, pero binenta nila, ginamit nila sa ibang paraan. So, pwede ka mag-file ng reklamo for data breach privacy. How to comply with Data Privacy Act? Bilis lang. If you're one of these, you're required to be mandatorily registered. For example po, yung ating pong, if you are at least 250 employees, you're handling 1,000 records, involving sensitive personal information, meron kang automated decision making. For example, kapag sa Facebook, napapansin niyo po ninyo, kapag nag-usap kayo about, gusto kong bumili ng shoes, makita mo na sa Facebook niyo, meron ka ng ads about Facebook. Gusto kong bumili ng laptop, makita mo na meron ka sa ads sa Facebook. Nakikinig ang Facebook, this is about automated decision making process. And if you belong to any of these agencies, government, banking, BPOs, education, hospitals, things like those. Second is that you have to appoint a data protection officer. Sila in charge to comply with the Data Privacy Act of the Philippines. And you can create a data privacy program or manual. Makita po ninyo an example of this is actually a privacy policy, okay? A privacy policy of McDonald's. So dapat pag nagpasok ka sa website nila, dapat may ganyang man lang. So third is that dapat lahat ng mga nakolekta mo information must be collected, stored, and retained. So, dapat meron kang measures. So, you have to maintain yung availability nila, integrity, and confidentiality. So, for example, mag-install ka ng virus scanner, meron kang anti-firewall, dapat nakalock yung mga computers mo, hindi siya pwede magamit, or yung mga sinulatan, dapat yan sinishred o kaya naman nilalagay sa isang cabinet na nakalock. So, violation of the law, you could be in prison from 6 months up to 6 years. Depende po kung ano po yung violation mo. For example, unauthorized access. Kaya yung mga working from home, yung mga companies po, yung mga, for example, BPOs, di ba? They are actually processing your sensitive information. Let's say yung mga telecom companies, di ba? Mga tumatawag sa'yo. dapat be cautious about that. So, makikita po ninyo, teka, ano ka ba, authorized ka ba to process my information? So, pwede po silang, and then yung mga working from home, dapat kapag empleyado ka, dapat secured. Hindi pwedeng basta-basta any family member, baka naman bigla na lang ma-access, no? Ay, biglang kinukuha yung credit card number mo. So, ng mga pamilya nito mga empleyado. So, dapat yung mga companies, dapat meron silang data privacy manual on that. Otherwise, pwede silang makulong, imprisonment, or pwede po silang magbayad, payment of fine or penalty between 100,000 to 5 million pesos. So, actually, ganyan lang po siya sa yung about Data Privacy Act. So, that ends my presentation. So, if you have any questions about Data Privacy Act, you could actually email me at attorneyrico@gmail.com. So, I hope medyo malawak po kasi yung Data Privacy Act and how to comply about it. So, I just give you a brief background, on data privacy and how to comply about it. So, that ends my presentation.